just gonna keep on rolling.
Greetings.
Does anyone here know anything about awakenings? There's an animals from the lower floor who came all the way from Renua to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Bella Sage. Do you have a member of the Laden Key in your midst? Aloth groans and the stone around him shudders. I could have done without hearing that today. Many of the intruders have been into our affairs. Intrusions have been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they have meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own. But a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gift. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. You're at odds with Laden Key as well, I take it. They have something I need. I hope it is knowledge you seek. They are seldom keen to part with it. Do you have some idea of whom this person might be? I suspect it is a patient. Very well. In that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animances. They have frequent interrogations with both patient and colleagues. You'll find them up here in the office downstairs. You'll report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request. Sure. Let's see, do you have anything more
God's
to bring?
keeping.
Do you know anything about awakening? I'm afraid that's not my area of expertise. That's... okay. You know nothing. Do you know anything about awakenings? Not much, I'm afraid. That's okay. Then let's head downstairs to the lovely place. Ah, I love that place. No, I really don't. Gives me the creeps. It's not a pleasant place. Let's just say it like that. But I think you are the one we need to talk about awakenings. Are you that man who's been buying relics? No. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. She laughs bitterly. Ah, that would be me. Though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animance's success in repressing pre-awakening souls to soothing those whose souls have already awakened. But I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It's a tragedy to have come so far from nothing. You're in luck. I have a volunteer. He springs to the balls of her feet. Gilred? Who is it? I don't know about this. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon? I jest. Your nails are so uptight. I don't even know what that thing's used for. It belongs to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgraded him to a cell. Again, I jest. She rubs her hands together, getting down to business. So, I need you to sit here. She takes Aloth by the shoulders and steer him to the couch. And try to relax. But don't try too hard. Then you will not be relaxing. Indeed. And you must also wear these, a little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens thick copper brands to Aloth's forehead and wrists. As she attached them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long, cumbered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along sides of the device. It's fitted with Dara lenses cut to different thicknesses and commutates. By manipulating them, I'll find an angle and densitize that will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. How exciting! I've never seen this sort of thing performed. Kana peers at the device with interest. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmir more? I like that lady. She raises her fingers. But first, we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Very well. She holds the scope to her eye and flicks the knob. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in Seathwood. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension shone through nevertheless. Tell me about your parents. As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memories. Aloth doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are soothing his essence, untangling its many threads. He closes his eyes. Mother is away most of the time, with Tain family, but I always know when she's coming home. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fists of temper become softer and move more violent, swifter and more violent. It still shames him, knowing that her homage to another man supports us better than his labor as a steward. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us more about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue and twists one of the dials. I'm in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she's around, he's usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I've had trouble casting missiles. That my flame shield are unstable. He's furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I'm sweeping the kitchen, the next I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at the flesh of my blood on the tile. His boots glistening with fresh polish thuds across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals. But it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but pinpricks against a field of black. His jaws locks and his eyes twitch beneath their lids. Magico! Well, such furiously cranks knobs along his scope. He's hypnotizing himself with this old memory. You've got to bring him out of it, quickly. I almost have it. This is just a memory. It isn't real. Io's eye snaps open, but his expression you see in them isn't his. What about those rattles you see in this space twixt your ears? They're really Anno for ye? I really can't do that voice. She sucks a deep breath through her teeth. That's it! I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading and coagulating. She glances at you over a scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brings you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire. The warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when crisis is nigh. Belfetto! We have flares in a totally distinct essence. She nods shorthand notes into the page next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now, try to get the two of them talking. Aloth, ask her what she's doing. Stinking weed? Worming parasites? You'd say the same to your own kindled twigs when it betrays you. Let us grind. Must be hard to avoid knowing where's a lady in your body the whole time judging you. Good, yes, very good. She rests from her scribbling only to make another adjustment to her scope. Now, I can see two separate patterns of essence, where he ebbs, the other flows, as if the awakening soul fills the space that he leaves empty. She prompts you with circling of her wrist, quill still in hand. Go on. Is Melir? What exactly are you taking from him? Now more than I'm giving. You should ask what I did that old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I'd break it in 3 places. Aloth had jerked to the side. That wasn't your decision. I never been your decision. I was awakening, but now I'm stuck with ye. And damned if I let your gnawing drag us both through the scupper. Ah, very good. She lowers the scope and consults her notes. I think we finally got something we can work with. I tracked Isma's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high density index during the most heated portion of his argument, and her essence seems to locate most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left ribcage. That's right round the spleen, which of course means that she's triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristic melancholy is to blame. Alf blinks back at you, and in the midst of his perpetuation, you are not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horse shite. Sanchez's eyes are wide and innocent. Does seem as though he got one thing right. She glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation. Your clothes, I think, her apprehension are related to a potential source of trouble for Aloth. She carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. She just another note. I'll have to check this against another research. He removes the copper band. Well and good for you, but what does this mean for me? She frowns at her nose, tapping her cheek with a quill, making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the page. She did you a favor by dealing with your father, didn't she? I think she's trying to help you stand up for yourself. You may not like her methods, but you should hear her arts. If you had to listen to her half as much as I do, you wouldn't say that. It's coarse, but you notice something thoughtful in his frown. But I've got a lot of process, regardless. Thank you for your help, my Phineas. He looks at Ballistic. She sets her note on her desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been as useful for you as it's been for me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be toast of reviewer, Fontre Aloth. Grimaces melts into a crooked smile. Advancing the right way principles of animancy. Just what you always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting moment out of the corner of your eye. But so she's humming to herself, still occupied with her scope. Aloth is holding her notes. He just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds a finger to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this. Especially not after her nonsense. No. You got your explanation and she got her research. That was the deal. He slides the paper back into the disk, giving you a rueful look. I gonna help you explain this one, scholar boy. Interesting.
Good day to you.
You the animals by relics? Cool, I don't have time to barter with adventurers. If that's what it's about. Has anything unusual happened around here? Must be joking. This is sanatorium. Nothing is usual down here. He pauses. Although, now that I think of it, the patients seem more agitated lately. But they're Kidman Arrow's responsibility, not mine. I'll be on my way. What happens if we try to open this again? In the trunk? Find a key. Okay. So let's see. Can we replay?
I've got this.
Locked.
It's done.
We can open it. Subject is female, mid-40s, awakened to past life as serial murder, which now frequently emerges as her soul's dominant personality. Subject oscillates between violence and severe depression resulting from guilt of past deeds. Weak candidate for present research. Subject is male, approximately early 30s, power of speech absent, presumably as a result of over-fragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic, and I have had to enlist the aid of the guards in transporting him for more recent procedures. Subject is male, mid-20s, displays acute dissociation and paranoia, delusion tendencies, causing anger and extreme violence. Danger of working with the subject includes possibility of further use in present research. Subject is male, approximately 17 years of age, admitted of episodes of catatonia followed by occasional violent outbursts. Initial analysis of soul revealed severe fragmentation and essence deficiency. Said deficiency all but elemental alignments of the possibility of utilizing the subject in present research.
Well met, friend.
Hello. A young woman traces her fingers along the spine of a book in front of her, row by row, her motion quick and skittish. Like a bird, she does not notice you until you are nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me! Are you supposed to be in here? What do you do here? I mostly help Master Azu set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. Do you buy relics? No. Do you know anything about awakening? No. Okay. Ripley, I require more copper tubing for my next experiment. Do not requisition it from the sanatorium store. I don't have time to deal with Hayden Warden's inevitable questions. And there's no one in here. And you give me nothing. Okay, so it's time to go up. But we are gonna end it here, folks. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.